Chuga Sergei Nikolaevich. February 13, 1981. Kiev region, city of Pereyaslav. Senior medic of the platoon 33rd. Separate assault regiment. I went to update my information at the military enlistment office. Plus the medical commission, was given a draft notice and went to training. But there, they only taught us how to shoot and dig trenches. After training, the 33rd arrived and took us. We were already on their list. They called out our last names and said, "You're going to the 33rd. We arrived there too. The 95th took us, and then the 425th. And we stayed behind, didn't sign up anywhere, but they took us into the 33rd.
And how does the selection process even work for that? I mean, do you maybe need to have some kind of special skills, or do they just like take everyone?
Everyone who's left, they take them all.
The lame, the cross-eyed, the sick?
Yes. Body armor, chest rig, rifle, CZ, checkmate rifle, caliber 5.56, helmet, that's it. And the first aid kit. On January 21st, we were sent out on an evacuation mission to pick up the wounded. There were 4 of us in the group, and as a group of 4 we were supposed to pick them up. Then we gathered them all together, carried them to the road to load them into the Bradley. While we were carrying them, the Bradley drove by, turned around and went off to the other side. So we carried them over to the other side. The Bradley turned around, they started dropping bombs on us, and that was it. It drove off. And they started dropping bombs on us too. So we scattered in different directions to avoid drawing too much attention. The 2 people who came with me were hit right away, and after that I didn't hear their voices anymore. The 3rd person who came with me was also calling out to me, but then he went silent too. I was the only one left. I waited until everything quieted down. Then I ran and found a dugout, and I stayed in the dugout from the 21st to the 25th. And then on the 25th, you guys came and I surrendered to them. Yes, I raised my hands and said, "I surrender," and that was it. They treated me well. They brought me to their position, gave me water, and then we moved on. Then when I came to your guys, they fed me and offered me tea and coffee. Well, our guys were going in there, we had to clear 2 streets. Clear the streets, back and forth.
And if you don't mind me asking, how did your wife react perhaps when you were entering the Kursk region during that particular period of time?
I didn't go there.
But you were in that direction, right?
Well, nearby. We were at Yenakievka. That's the border of Ukraine.
But the plan was to go in, right?
Yes.
So how did your wife react to that?
Badly. Even if I had been sent, I would have written a refusal.
What do you personally think about it?
Me too. I wrote a refusal twice.
Wait, you're allowed to refuse?
Well, yeah, you get your ass kicked, sit in the cellar for a while.
But in the end, they'll send you anyway, right?
We don't want to go on the mission, damn it. The company commander beats the crap out of you, and then it seems they either throw you in jail, and in the end you still go to the front line just for refusing to go on the mission. All our conversations are about wanting this to end as soon as possible, the war, mostly. A lot of people are already refusing to fight. Well, the new guys, even though they haven't stood up yet, they already don't want to go.
What about the old-timers?
There aren't any old-timers left. And the new guys they're recruiting, the security guys, they're bringing in people who are almost 50. And if someone's 50 years old, what kind of assault trooper can he be? Well, I want to tell you, now they're recruiting everyone. I mean, there are some men who have no family, nothing. They have nothing to lose. Well, our last recruitment, I think there were only 8 people in total. One of them has a daughter somewhere. He keeps in touch with her back and forth. So for him, that's all the motivation there is. And besides, for us, having a drink costs a lot.
What do you mean it costs a lot?
Well, 10,000 hryvnias.
What does that mean?
That's the fine for being caught with alcohol on your breath.
Uh-huh. Who do you have to pay that to?
To the sergeant major.
Was this, if you don't mind me asking, your very first combat mission by any chance?
Yeah, it was the first one.
And before that, where did you go?
Nowhere at all, them. Either on evacuation duty or I was just there.
In 4 months, nowhere?
No. I refused.
So what made you decide to go this time?
At that point, it was starting to smell like a prison case. I was actually planning to transfer to another unit.
What? You don't have to fight in another unit?
Well, it's a completely different structure there. Because of my health, if I transfer there, it's more about receiving supplies, things like that.
So you get paid for that?
Well, what else can I do? I'm just not made for fighting. I can't fight.
You get a salary, but would have to give up some money.
Yes,
And how old is this son of yours?
20.
20? He doesn't serve?
No,
Why doesn't he serve?
let him stay at home. I told him to stay home and not go anywhere, not even to the store. I won't let my 3 sons go to war. Most of the civilian population, those who haven't been affected by this situation where someone is serving, they are either drinking or just minding their own business, that's all.
But you had the Maidan.
I wasn't even born during Maidan. I get it, yeah.
But your country did have the Maidan. You elected the president and...
An idiot. I know they're just sending us out as cannon fodder.
Are you okay with that?
No. But no one is rising up. No one is building Maidans. No one is doing anything.
Why?
Because back then the Maidan was paid for, but now no one is paying. Back then Poroshenko paid for the Maidan. That's when Yanukovych was overthrown. You come for a day, come shout for a day, and they'd pay you 500 hryvnias. And there were a bunch of people from the institute who would run over there and immediately earn 500 hryvnias each. I don't know. I lived best during Yanukovych's time. At least he took for himself, damn it, but we lived like people in clover. The salary was enough, there was even enough to save some. And now, it's not enough for anything. You just live from paycheck to paycheck now. The second time is not enough, so you have to put things on the tab at the store.
That's under Zelensky, right?
Yes, and under Poroshenko too. Well, it all started for us with Poroshenko. And Zelensky, when he was becoming president, he spoke so nicely and beautifully at the stadium with Poroshenko, said he would end the war in a year. That's what everyone fell for.
What do you think about the peace talks that are being actively discussed right now?
Well, I think whatever your president proposes, ours should agree to it. The sooner this all ends, the better. Let them sign it. I know it's not genuine. As soon as they sign the peace agreement, there will immediately be presidential elections in Ukraine.
Does Ukraine have any chance at all to win this war?
No. It was clear from the very beginning that there was no chance. We don't have enough resources or manpower. How can we ride a bicycle against your machine?
But what about independence?
Independence is already over. At first everyone was so eager, but then they realized what everyone was actually fighting for. Now they're catching people right on the streets, throwing them into buses and sending them off. Everyone is refusing now. Everyone just wants to go home. Who wants to go? What's the point? Back in my childhood, I had a little house in the village. I ran away there a long time ago. In the city, you can't really manage.
What about possibly departing from the country at this point in time?
Oh, they won't let you out.
Well, for money.
It costs $8,000.
For one person, let me confirm, is that correct?
Yes. I don't have that kind of money.